If that didn't happen, all the wonderful things in my life right now wouldn't exist. I have these trust issues, or I had these trust issues, and I really needed a lot of proof that she still loved me the same way she did when she was right next to me. Because I could physically see her and physically feel her. I knew that she loved me. Now granted, we were 6 hours away. I would often make trips to just go see her. It was always me driving the 6 hours to Stockton. And I decided, I'm going to Stockton. Terrible idea, but I was like, I'm going. And I started driving really, really fast. By the time I got to Stockton, it was about 6, 7 a.m. It was already morning. I had not slept all night. I called her, no pickup. I went to ring her doorbell. She saw me, she freaked out. She's like, why are you here? Why? Like, go away, why are you here? And I just couldn't believe the person I loved with all my heart wanted to give up everything for her. She would tell me to go away like that. It really hurt deep down. I didn't understand how this could happen. I just couldn't understand. I forced my way in. And she was frustrated. She told me to wait in the living room and she disappeared off somewhere. I didn't know where she went, but I just could not sit still. I'm like, why is this happening? I drove 6 hours, 7 hours. Shouldn't she be at least a little bit happy to see me? I couldn't understand. I saw her computer at the side and I couldn't control myself. I just started to look through it. I was like, something is off. Something is wrong. So as I looked through her computer, I found folders of photos and stuff. Some of them was with us, some of them her with other friends. And then I found a folder. In this folder, it was her and another guy, this Korean guy. And the photos seemed like a couple, eating food together, selfies together. And then I saw a couple photos of her and that guy, naked in a bed. I couldn't believe it. When she came back, she saw me on her computer, she freaked out, she told me to go away. And that's pretty much how we broke off. My world was torn apart, and so I left. It was so hard to stay awake because I was so tired. But I was just so fed up with everything, I didn't care. I was like, I just want to go home. I tried opening the window so that the wind could blow me really hard while I was driving. I tried slapping myself, and it got more difficult as I drove on. 2-3 hours into the drive, I noticed like for a couple seconds I would doze off and keep driving. I remember for like that split half a second, I would be completely out of it. I wouldn't know what was going on, but I just kept driving. And then one time, I felt like I dozed off for like at least a second and a half or 2 seconds. And at that speed, that is a very long time. I was driving off the road, and as soon like I turned my car back onto the road, I could have died. Love of my life, I cheated on me. I thought I would never love again. I thought I could never trust again. One day, I had a friend, an acquaintance. He told me he had just broken up with his girlfriend. His girlfriend cheated. I don't know why, same thing. Basically, just giving him a lot of advice that I should have given to myself. He invited me over to his other friend's place. They were about to have a gathering. I decided, why the heck not? I never really been invited anywhere, so I went over. We basically just played video games and war games all day. I really enjoyed it. I didn't fully trust them yet, but they were pretty much my first friends. I decided to trust this group of friends. And thank God, they didn't hurt me. I loved them to death. So I have to really thank those bros of mine. They really got me out of that depression. They really allowed me to trust people, trust in relationships again, allowed myself to really love again. If she didn't cheat on me, I wouldn't have the courage to open myself up to make other friends, because all I would want to do is find support in her and find all my happiness in her. If she didn't cheat on me, I wouldn't have learned to love myself. If that didn't happen, all the wonderful things in my life right now wouldn't exist. And so if you ask me, how did I go from this heartbreak to where I am today? It's really an entire process. I can't say it was one thing. If I had to pinpoint one thing, I would say to be courageous. Courageous enough to let go. Courageous enough to face that it's over. People ask me, how do you deal with trust issues? How do you deal with not being jealous? Or like, what if she cheats? Or what if he cheats? Don't you get worried? I've tried holding on. I've tried calling my ex-girlfriend 24 hours a day. I've tried making sure who she's hanging out with, knowing exactly what's going on, making friends with her friends so that they could spy on her for me. I tried everything and it didn't work. It didn't stop her from cheating. So I know if someone's gonna cheat, there's nothing you can do about it. So I might as well give them the space, give them the respect, and if they're gonna cheat, they're gonna do it anyway. So just love them for who they are, who they want to be. And that way, we enjoy our time together. There's no pressure. Oftentimes, when you give your other half that much space, and you trust in them so much, they respect that trust. And they're less likely to break that trust.